What's happening, my epic people? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing epic. And now the summer is pretty much upon us. Getting out and about, enjoying that great weather. It feels good, doesn't it? Apparently today's supposed to actually brighten up a little bit. But today is a day for me to go hunting. I am currently hunting for my next bike because as of this summer I am looking to begin becoming a motorcycle instructor. So I'm feeling like I need a motorcycle that is definitely more suitable. Not that other instructors don't use Africa Twins, but as much as I like it, I don't feel so connected to it. But I'll go into that and the reasons why I'm looking to change another time. But more importantly, today is the day for test riding a motorcycle, and it's one that's been on my radar for a while, but for some reason or another it just kept getting swept under the rug and sort of forgotten about a little. But I've always been quite curious of it, and it is the Kawasaki 1000 SX, which I believe from 2020 onwards they started calling them the Ninja. So anything with a fairing, Kawasaki now classed as a Ninja. So this intro bit is not going to be very long at all. What I'll do is when I get to the dealership, which will be Superbikes in Norfolk right near Norwich, you know, I'll do a quick introduction of the bike, quick walk around, and then we'll get on our way for the test ride. Alright guys, I'll see you there. Peace. What's happening, my epic people? Anyway, so I was intending to start the video from back over at Superbikes, but I had a Ducati ride out day on, so I really just wanted to get on the road, get down the road. But I thought I'm actually right near where I did my first video on the channel. I haven't been here for quite a while, so unfortunately it is covered in a load of manure and whatnot. So this used to be a nice empty space, but yeah, that's the first ever video I've done. I want to check that out. Still very fresh to YouTube and how to do it all, so I sort of winged it. I suppose I'm still sort of winging it now. But anyway, so thank you very much to Superbikes for sorting out a test ride on the Ninja 1000 SX, and the actual purpose, which I did state at the start of the video, was I'm on a hunt for my next bike, but this one just keeps popping up. I did do a video of my test ride on a brand new Triumph Street Triple 765 RS. Unfortunately, some of the end of the video actually got cut off, so I can't use the whole video, but what I can do is I could pop a few clips in it, and you can sort of see what I think of that in sort of a nutshell, even though the whole video was a lot longer. But it just seems like a bit of a waste really to do a video and then have most of the end sort of cut off and no real conclusion to what I sort of thought of it. But yeah, I'll pop a clip in now so you can have a quick look at that. Okay, so Brembo brakes, and then we have the Showa front forks with the O-lins at the rear. It's got a very sort of waspy look to it. But it feels good. It feels very good. But anyway, so this Ninja 1000 SX is a 2020 model, but I believe they haven't really changed much over, you know, the past 4 years. As I said earlier, that the Ninja name was usually used on the sport bikes, but now they're using it on all faired Kawasaki's. So yeah, it's quite a, I mean, it's cool to have the name even if it is a sports tourer, but it looks brilliant. And you know, to the untrained eye, you wouldn't know that it's not a proper out and out sport bike. So a few little stats and specs and things, but nothing too in depth. You know, this is like my first impression, having a good go of it, trying to help me make up my mind. I have sort of 3 bikes on my radar, and that would be that Triumph Street Triple, that would be this Ninja 1000 SX, but also I've been looking at an MT10, but whether I get around to it or not I don't know. It depends on how I feel about making my mind up for this one today. So far so good. I've only been on it for about 5 minutes, but it seems to fit the category I want. So specs: 140 brake and 111 newton meters of torque, plenty of oodles of power. It has got a quick shifter up and down with it, or a blipper, completely adjustable suspension, 4-pot radial dismounting brakes, and TFT screen with rider modes, ride by wire. If you really want an in-depth review, there are plenty of them on YouTube. This is just me taking you along as a journey for me to decide what bike I want to teach students on, but also something for the weekends, something for everyday use, commute, etc, etc. So something that can pretty much do it all bar go off-road. But my god, does that green look beautiful. Anyway, what do you guys think of it? Pop it down in the comments, let me know. So now you sort of have the Street Triple to compare it to. You have the Ninja, and of course my Africa Twin, which I've grown quite a love for, but I can talk about it while we're out on a ride. So without further ado, let's go for a ride. Yeah, so far so good, nice and smooth, handles these slow speed manoeuvres pretty well. So while on the topic of doing those slow speed manoeuvres just then, you know, I will get some videos of that up soon. I've got that Moto Jitsu's book, sort of his slow speed drills, which I'm quite eager to try out. They look pretty cool. Certainly not used to having a quick shift, but I still find myself using a clutch. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll definitely get some videos up with that, sort of show you how I'm challenging myself. But also I've got my very good friend Woody. He'll be joining the channel very soon. You know, not necessarily you know, to be permanent fixture on the channel, but also, you know, I want to sort of see how he enjoys being on a camera, this and the other. He's not the most talkative of people, but you know, it's like when it's you and your mate, you know, I'm pretty sure we can talk for England. But he's recently just passed his test, and he's got his first big bike, which is a Triumph Street Triple. Eager to sort of get him out, see how he enjoys being on the bigger bikes, because if you remember the video I did on the Honda Grom, that's actually his, well, was his bike, and it served him well for quite a few years. And yeah, so it was only a matter of time really until he wanted to get on the bigger stuff. You know, very, very capable rider, very good attention to detail, so no doubt he'll do just fine. Anyway, so what this video is about is this Kawasaki Ninja 1000 SX. It is a 2020 model, like I said, and it doesn't seem to be skipping a beat whatsoever. Nice comfortable riding position. You're not too hunched over on the bars, but comfortable definitely it is. You know, the nice somewhat flat clip-on bars give you a nice neutral position. The seat is definitely comfy enough, nice and nice and squishy. Yeah, certainly don't think I'd have a problem with this for a fair few hours on the road. I can certainly move around freely without issue. It feels nice and planted and comfortable. Don't feel like there's any backache going to be coming from this. So that's the comfort side of things. Obviously I can't speak about the pillion seat, so I'll have to let my lovely wife be the judge of that one. So I'll get back to you on that over time, if I decide to buy this, of course, and she decides to then jump on. So we'll see. I mean, it almost sounds like I've made my mind up, doesn't it? So on to, let's just jump straight to the power. How does it feel? Very, very smooth, very, very easy forgiving on the throttle, but picks up nicely. And I can tell this is going to be a bit of a screamer, because even though it's not an out-and-out sport bike, it is still 1,000 and it is a sport tourer, so it's not lazy in that sense. Okay, so I can see it likes to be on the boil when you go down on the blipper, otherwise it won't let you. So other reviewers and journalists have said that it doesn't matter what gear you're in, it's very responsive in all of them. So let's see how true that is. So 5th gear, 30 mile an hour roll on. So if I pull back on the throttle, give it a nice wind. Yeah, that certainly has no problem getting up. Tell you what, let's try to be cheeky and try 6th. Let's go all the way down. Let's go 30, 28, give it a ball pull, 6th gear. Ah, more than adequate. Takes all the thinking power out of it, really, doesn't it? So you can just, it doesn't really matter what gear you're in, you can just wind it on, around the bends and whatever, be a little bit lazy. Very good. Stopping power on the front brake, yeah, more than enough. You know, hopefully, you know, you're paying enough attention that you don't have to use it for emergency braking, but it's good to know that if you have to, it's there. So while we're on the conversation of braking, let's also add in that it does have a 6-axis IMU, which what that does is essentially it's just measuring the inputs and what's happening with the bike. So, you know, things like lean angle, sensitive ABS and traction control, where, you know, if you were to example be in the middle of a bend and, you know, probably get on the brakes, which you probably shouldn't, you know, getting good practice of getting your braking done before the bend, but at least then you know it's got your back and it will hopefully help correct it all. I'm not saying it's foolproof, because it's not unheard of that things still do happen, but it's good to know that there is a computer that is, you know, quite quick watching your back. Which then brings me on to the rider modes. You do have 3 main rider modes, which is rain, road and sport. Right now it is in road mode, so if I was to say, let's get past this junction, stupid while we're at it, so come off the throttle, hold it up on that left switch there, then it switches into sport, and there we go, it's changed. And it just changes the throttle response and a little less intervention, but so I've heard that you don't really need to be much out of road. I mean, road sport, you know, it's all playful at the top, but then as soon as you stick it in rain mode, the obvious happens, it limits your throttle input, and it sort of, I suppose, ups the tolerance of the traction control and the 6-axis IMU, you know, ABS systems and all that mumbo jumbo that people smarter than you and I know all about. I mean, look at this TFT. This is actually a smart piece of kit. It looks absolutely stunning. Everything I need to know right there. You know, everything from you know, obviously my fuel gauge was important, obviously which rider mode you're in, tells me a quick shifter is engaged, but apparently there is also a lean angle sensor on here, which I'm gonna have to have a little flick through the settings at some point to find out what it is, which obviously it measures your lean angle, almost like a little computer game to set your high score. But what it does is, it's not that you have to be watching it and then it's gone. It records it essentially, and then it shows you the furthest you lean over. So if your mate says no you didn't, or you can say, right, well come over to my bike and I shall show you. Ah, there's that Ducati ride out. Yeah, let's see how many of them say hello. I think I must have counted about 2. And that gentleman at the back. I mean, if you are that way inclined, that you are that much of a brand snob that you would shun another rider by not saying hello, come on man, give your head a wobble. Who the hell cares what you're riding, as long as you're riding? I couldn't care if you're on a 50cc scooter, yeah, all the way up to the biggest, you know, Triumph rocket. I don't care what you're on. end of the day, we're all part of it. We all share the same passion and love for bikes, you know, and we all put our life on the line being on these things, and it's that one thing that makes you love it. So don't shun another rider. I couldn't care if you're on a GS or whatever, just enjoy it, you know, we've got love for it. Anyway, back to the bike. So that TFT is, you know, got all the smart wizardry and things. Obviously I haven't had much of a chance to play with it, and like I said, it's not an in-depth review, it's just my first impressions and just reeling off some things what I know about it. Those mirrors seem nice and clear, they seem to show everything pretty well. I mean, they certainly do feel really quite far away. What's this sausage doing, wobbling all over the place? Yeah, so like I said, they're a bit far away, and you know, trying to adjust them on the move, I don't imagine that to be quite pleasant, because it's quite far reach, as you can see. But you know, they seem stiff and firm enough that once they're set, they're set. How does the suspension feel? It feels nice and firm. I mean, I'd have to have a little play with the preload and everything, just to sort of see how it would measure up for my weight, which is not that great a deal. I'm not the largest of blokes, but you know, it feels okay. Doesn't feel too bumpy and lumpy. Seems to handle itself pretty well. That screen, I don't know, that seems a bit atrocious. Sort of trying to do it there while on the move. I was curious, I had to give it a go. I know how to do it when I'm to a stop. But yeah, it does seem that you got to touch it with your right hand and then flick it with your left, just get it done. So yeah, don't advise that. Please do not try that on yours, Christ, or on any bike, you know, hands on the bars. So yeah, like I said about that quick shifter then, I don't know, it does feel nice and smooth going up. Slight delay there, but this is like a bit of a Marmite thing. You either love that engagement or you don't. Well, I actually kind of like it. I quite like feeling that clunk, but I'm sure if I was to have this for a long period of time, I'd then get to know where the best spots to shift are. But on the way down, you do need to be, I think, on the boil. So off the throttle and then down, down, in conjunction with that slipper clutch, so it allows things to be a bit smooth. Yeah, it feels okay. I think I can get used to that. I think it wants to be up more higher up the rev range until you want to change up and down gears, so I think it's got better in mind. That screen, I would probably feel like I'd want to swap it out for something a bit bigger, a bit more robust. Pulls off nice and easy. Yeah, it feels good. Nice long first gear there. Yeah, anyway, so back to the screen. I do feel like maybe something a bit bigger, you know, maybe to divert the wind just a little bit more. I'm sort of getting it about here, about where, you know, my chin is. But first world problems, not the biggest ordeal to go through. It's okay. Maybe we could do with some heated grips. I know Kawasaki do their own brand of heated grips, but yeah, I think only like 200 and something quid, 250 quid, something like that. Wouldn't be such a big, you know, big deal to pay that for it. Equally, you could also get some aftermarket ones like Oxford. They, you know, they do good enough heat grips, so that's something else to think about. Storage, these bikes do come with the Tourer pack, some panniers, but also having scoured the internet, I wanted to sort of see what options there would be out there, and places like SW Motec, I think they do have some. So yeah, we'll if I was to get this bike, we'll see about that. See what I mean? It does sound like I've already made up my mind. I'm almost edging towards, yeah, I want one. But so the reason why I'm looking at another bike, the Africa Twin, to me, just to me, I felt a bit too clumsy on it. Didn't quite like it. Big 21-inch front wheel. You know, I haven't dropped it yet, but it just feels a bit like I'm just May. And I don't want to be thinking about that when I'm out and about with students. I would want something nice and low to the ground, but still comfortable, something that sort of ticks a fair few boxes. And so far, this seems to be doing it. I'm quite pleased. So far, so good. But it's mainly having those 17-inch front wheels that's quite attractive to me. You know, I'm not the tallest bloke in the world, although I can ride these taller adventure bikes daily with students. I want to be thinking about their well-being and their education more than how well am I riding my bike. You know, for one day here and there it wouldn't be so bad, but every single day, if it gets to that point, I don't know, we'll sort of see. Yeah, it's good. I quite like it. Better than the Street Triple, I would say so. You know, without going too far into it, sort of had a bit of an experience with a Triumph dealership in Watton, but I will disclose more as time goes on. I've just got to sort of have a little think about what's right and what's wrong to say, but sort of in short, they sort of tried to pull a fast one with me about a trade-in and whatnot, so I'm not overly happy, not best pleased. I've just got to sort of work out, you know, what's best to be able to say and what can't I say. As far as I'm aware, as long as it's the truth, that's all that matters. Yeah, could just be disappointed, really. But yeah, so what I wouldn't more than likely do when I get back to C-Star Superbikes in Newton Flotman, that's right near Norwich, in case anybody wants to know, I would see, you know, what sort of figures we could look at for this, and then I can sort of make up my mind on this one too. If I decide to look at any other bikes, I'll be sure to pop a video. If not, then just wait for a nice reveal video. What I'll do, I'll see if we can get a little somewhat dual carriageway pull, and then I'll end it there, and then you shall see what decision I make as time goes on. God, it's just instant power. Instantly there. I can feel it's definitely an exciting bike, especially compared to the Africa Twin. You know, just I don't think the engine did it for me on Africa Twin either, but this certainly feels a bit more inviting, certainly more playful. Here we go, time to test out some of those brakes. Hey, down, down, and down. Second gear. Nice. Very good. Anyway then, my guys, I'm going to wrap that one up there. Thank you so much for coming with me on this little journey through my next bike choice. It needs to be a long-termer because I'm not going to have the luxury of being able to swap, pop and change and things, so fingers crossed this will be the one. Alright my guys, anyway, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this ride in private, of course, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace out my guys.